Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning into this live bulletin. Second week in a row that we've had a live bulletin. Talked about a bunch of things last week. The main thing being the release of Joomla 3.8.4. And today, Joomla 3.8.5 has been released. It's a bug release. After 3.8.4 came out last week, it was noticed that there was some problems for some people with the new router and the settings. So if you're not using the new router for your for managing your URLs and for directing things, then and the other things that it does, then you didn't have any problems. But if you did, now this release is out, and so you can install it. I have a bunch of clients that I maintain sites for, so I install everything. This is not super big and important. If it's not bothering you, if 3.8.4 didn't cause problems for you, then not a big rush to go to 3.8.5. But if you have people that are paying you keep everything up to date, or you like to just keep everything up to date, then of course you want to install it. And we're going to look at two ways to do that now. And also in a little bit, we're going to go to the chat if anybody's there to chat with. You see there's one person watching, and then we're going to test out, because there's been problems with a super big delay on the live streams, but I'm using some different settings and different methods, so that is great. We'll hang out and do a little bit of chatting in a bit. So if you're watching live, go ahead and say hi, give the video a thumbs up, and that'll help other people to find it. And if you're watching this in recording, hey, why not give the video a like, and make sure you've subscribed. We're up to 800 subscribers on the channel. Someone just signed up just a few minutes ago. So let's head on over to the computer screen here. And just to show you, there's the web page. I have a link in the description below showing you the information about the bug release today. So head on over to Joomla if you want to check out and read more about that. A reminder to you about the giveaway every month of a 1-year membership to manage one site, or a 1-month membership to manage unlimited sites on myjoomla.com. And you'll see references to myjoomla.com in different places on the channel, and I'm going to be using it today as well. And don't forget 1-year subscription to your choice of any Regular Labs extension from regularlabs.com. So head on over to basicjoomla.com and check that out. Now, before we update, I just want to remind you, always have a good, decent backup. Always have a good backup of your website. And I have a playlist of the topic of backing up Joomla sites, especially using a keep a backup. So that'll be in the description below. And once the recording happens and is back on the channel, I'll drop a card from up top. So make sure that you have a good backup of your website, because anything can happen at any time, and it's really nobody's fault. But it still causes a great amount of sorrow. So I'm in the back end of the basicjoomla.com site here. And you'll see, just when I've checked, I have 2 extensions that need to be updated. One of them is not updating properly, and that's something I'm working out with Phil Taylor. But you'll see at the top that 3.8.5 is available. And you can update by clicking the Update Now button, or you can go to Components and go to Joomla Update. Now, if Joomla Update is not appearing for you underneath the components, I have a tutorial that might show you the solution to that problem. As always, it's described down below, and I'll drop a card. But why don't we go in there this time? I don't think we've updated using this method for a while. You'll see here 3.8.4 is installed, 3.8.5 is available. We're just going to click Install the Update, and what will happen is we will follow the green bar across. All right. Once that goes across, all the updating will be happening in the background. Your Joomla version update status is now 3.8.5. And I like to clean the cache right afterwards. That's the cache cleaner button from Regular Labs. Add it onto the site there, and you always want to just give a preview. Make sure that the site is working. And it is working. So there's the Joomla core way to update Joomla from 3.8.4 to 3.8.5, or to 3.8.5 from some other version. Now, the other method that I'll show you is if you're using a membership with myjoomla.com, basically you see a listing of all the sites that you have or are managing for other people and what updates are available. And so what you can do is go to a site. Let's update this 88 Keys by the Sea. That's my wife's piano teaching site. In fact, you might hear some piano music in the background because she's teaching a student right now. We see here Joomla. We'll go to Start Upgrade Wizard. And like I've said before, the great thing about myjoomla.com is there's lots of information, everything explained out for you. So make sure you read everything as you go through these steps. I've read them, so I'm going to confirm that I read and understand. I see that the last backup of this site was 14 hours ago. It was last audited 21 days ago, but I'm not going to do another audit. It's not much happening with that site or changing, so I'll leave it as it is. So next we can just click here on Start and Upgrade. PHX Dragon, hello. Hello to you too. Thank you for the kind words, loving the channel. I appreciate that, and I'm glad that you tuned in here. Good to have you here, and I look forward to chatting with you a little bit more in just a second while I finish this, because I do want to try out, like I said before, this new setup, or a different setup I'm using to have less lag in the chat. So it's pretty fast. I think I can answer just a couple seconds after you type something. So here's myjoomla.com. It's going through, it's sending the upgrade config to the site, and now it's downloading the files. It's going to, yes, that's great. Glad to hear it that it's pretty snappy. All right, it's downloading. It's going to extract and perform the upgrade, and it's going to not be very long before that is finished. So this is a really nice way to manage a Joomla site. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm super excited because Phil has a brand spanking new site coming out. I don't know what version this particular site is, but he sounds pretty excited about it, and I'm super excited about it. New toys to play with online and with Joomla. So there we go. It's updated, and we will check just by checking that the upgrade is complete. And there it is. That's my wife's piano teaching class, and there she is. I love her. All right, so we can close that, and we can actually go back to where all the sites need to be updated. Check this out. I'll just click on updates, and slowly it checks all the sites showing what needs to be updated, and it's great for managing multiple sites. And I think the last week was the first time that I showed how you can get a whole bunch of updates happening all at once. And once this fills in, I'll give you a quick clue how that works. So for instance, here's Central Okanagan Federal Retirees Joomla update. So I'm going to right click and open in a new tab. And here's an update too for this free install. It's one of the ones for tutorials. I'll update that in a new tab. You can update as many tabs as your computer can handle. And basically you would just go through each tab and confirm to proceed. Of course, you've probably read this once. And then go back to this original tab. You can go down, start an upgrade, go to the next tab, start an upgrade, and basically those will run along in their different tabs, and you'll be updating as many sites as you manage all at once. So that's a pretty handy way, and that's what I'll be doing shortly after I get off the live stream here, going through all these. I guess there's about 40 sites there, and I'll have as many tabs open as I can keep track of. Probably update 40 sites in about 10 minutes. Everything going well. And just at the end, I won't demonstrate that now, but of course when it's finished, preview the page, make sure that it's still working, and that's good. So before I just head on over to the chat, that's it for today's Joomla Bulletin. Joomla 3.8.5 is out. It's a, let me change my screen here. 3.8.5 is out. It's a bug release. It fixes some stuff at 3.8.4, and if that was bugging your sites, you'll be happy that it's released. Thanks to the team and everybody who worked on this update and caught up on things, and for all the hard work that they are always doing. So before we head to chat, I will leave those of you that are just here for the sexy update part. Thanks for your support of this channel. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this with your other Joomla friends. So until I catch you the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. All right, PH Dragon, where are you in the world? Yes, hopefully no bugs afterward. That would be a bit of a drag, but I think it's I think they probably, I don't think there's much in this update, so just fixing those things. Arizona. All right. Well, you are warm and toasty. I'm on the left coast of Canada on Vancouver Island. So this is the most temperate part of Canada. And so our temperatures, we've been getting like 8 or 9 or 10 degrees, which around here, double it and add 30. So 10, double it, 20, about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And when it's like minus 20, which I think maybe is around 0 Fahrenheit, 50 degrees is super nice here in Canada. We're like the Hawaii of Canada in the wintertime. And it's 79 there, and that certainly sounds nice. Do you have any live sites that I can check out that you don't mind sharing here on the channel? You won't be able to put the URL in the chat, but you could type the name space and then com or something like that, and I'll put the dots in. But if you got something, I'd love to have a look. And I'm glad that we worked out this super long delay, because it's not ask a question and sit there like for 40 seconds waiting for an answer to come in is not a flowing conversation make. Now we got 2 people watching right now, so who's the lurker? Go ahead and say hi in chat there. I'm just gonna test these 2 things. So that one's still in the process of updating. Who's lurking and not chatting? You don't have to chat if you don't want to. Asfers.com. All right, let's check it out. I'm trusting you here, man. This doesn't go to something that's not family friendly. AZFURS.com. Just to be safe, because I can't edit these things. Put it over on the screen here. Embrace. Oh, furries. Okay. Yes, that is an interesting community. Cool. And you got photos. I want your photos on the front page. Submit them there. Great. How many people do you have? I've lost my chat window here. Let me bring that up top. It's kosher. Good. How many people do you have in this community or using this site? And I would think that the Arizona furs, you have to be committed to that community in Arizona, because even at 79 degrees, I bet you it's pretty hot in those. 700. Wow, that's awesome. That's a good size. It's too bad that that it wasn't Arizona furs who have Joomla sites. I could get them all to subscribe to the channel, but alrighty. Hey, really colorful. Sign in with Facebook. Nice. What are you using? Are you using Joomla Social, or are you using Community Builder for managing this? Easy Social. Okay. Cool. Nice. So I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce up here in my town, West Shore Chamber of Commerce, and there's one of the businesses that has a in the local mall that has these really rigid, like well-built, strong electric. I guess they're made basically from electric scooters, but they are big animals, big furry animals, and people ride around them in the mall. Let me see if I can find them. West Shore. Because yeah, that's the stuffy riders is what we call them. Yeah, let me show you this. So what you guys should do is get a hold of a couple of these. Well, they're not. Well, they don't look as elaborate. There you go. This is at their local mall, and so apparently at the mall there's kids and adults riding all over on these stuffy riders. So you guys need to come up here and rent some of those in your costumes. Sorry if that's not the politically correct thing to say. I don't want to, because I know everybody's got their own lingo. Oh, you have those there. Okay, I just got the chat window back up. Yeah, you should rent some. That will blow people's minds. Cool. Well, I like this website. It's got a good look, and I bet you it's is it mobile friendly. Excellent. Always check that. I think it's pretty easy for stuff to be mobile friendly now. You can't see my screen? Oh my goodness. All right, I know how to fix that. You can't see. Oh, I know, because we're on chat. Thank you for reminding me that. I'm working on a project like that right now that I hope would be able to allow me to hire somebody. It'd be great to have someone in like a control room running this stuff. And of course now I've lost that page. Anyways, you said that you saw them stuffy riders. There it is there. And it will open up in a bit. There we go. And I'll get back my chat window here. There they go. Riding through the mall. Next to, oh, I'd take the car over Purple Eeyore there, but nice. Mobile friendly as much before. You could before launching. Yeah, I hear you. Forum. Nice. Scroll down the bottom, see what you're using for the form. Kunina, yeah, nice. Excellent. All those people. All those happy people. Linens forum? What's Linens forum? Oh, Kanina, okay. If I use OBS, I can set up chat command for mods to use to switch screens for you. Oh, for moderators to use to switch screens. Ah. Alrighty. That's interesting. Let me make a note of that. Nick Nimmin, who is someone who I follow his YouTube channel, he has a new tutorial out on using OBS. And mods chat. And he's pretty awesome with his OBS remote. Okay. I'm definitely going to check out into that, because that would be nice to have someone helping out, and then I don't have to drag Jimmy or whoever it is I get in. Although it would be nice to have another human being in the room with me helping with some of these things and teaching them. They could set things up, and I could just be waiting in my trailer to come and make my appearance. Cool, that's great. That's exciting too, and that's how rewarding to have a site that's got a community that is that big. And have people participating in it. That's really nice. Good on you. All right. So, is this your only Joomla site? Do you do Joomla sites for other people? Do you have clients? Are you doing it as a business, or are you doing it just for your community? Oh, hard drive outage. Oh. Yes. Does that mean you weren't backed up? Or does it just you hosting this on like a local server, in your own server, or with a company, or? Okay, medconnectusa.com. All right. So they had a hard drive outage, and did you lose stuff, or you just were offline for a while in your server in Colorado? Okay. So MedConnect USA is that a host or a server here? Let's just pop over to there. I won't put it up so you can see, but medconnectusa.com. Oh, that's okay. Sorry, that's another site that you do. Okay, nice. That woman on the front page, I can tell that she is suffering. Amazon Web Services. Okay. Um, I am just experimenting with Amazon Web Services, just learning it for this new project that I'm working on for myself, and I wanted something that's really easily expandable, and which is why I didn't. I host my other sites with OVH in their server farm in Montreal, but it's all hard boxes, at least at that point. Okay, and you use Plesk for both sites. Okay. I use cPanel. Anyway, so I thought, well, I got to learn this Amazon Web Services because as this project grows, as I hope it's going to, I want to be able to just make it grow. And although I'm a little confused about the whole Elastic hosting setup, I don't think I'm going to need that for a long time. And so I've figured out how to get everything going, and so I have the final touches to put on that and on that site. So yeah, Amazon Web Services looks pretty cool. I like that you get a bill that shows exactly what you're paying for, and like I said, the Elastic hosting is something that I think is pretty handy. Yes, and it is confusing. So I was watching some YouTube tutorials on different things. It took me like 4 days to get the domain I bought to show up online, because of I mean, you know how it is in tech that everybody is a specialist in something, but there's stuff that you just don't know. And so when it gets down to creating a private name server or SOA or zones or stuff like that, that's why I like WHM, because it handles that stuff for me. But in AWS, I had to sort of figure it out. And I mean, typically, what guys like you and I do. I'm assuming you're a guy. Maybe you're not a guy. Typically, what people like you and I do is that you just struggle through it, get those little pieces together. All of a sudden, like a puzzle, it starts to take shape. It's like, oh, okay, I figured it out. So yeah, but I do like how they have everything there in that one place, and so it's a new thing to learn. And I guess one of the advantages too, why I really wanted to learn it, was I have a couple of clients that want to go to that probably should be on their own server soon. They need their own resources, and especially both of them potentially could grow quite large. And so I don't want to move them from server to server to server. I'd like to just put them onto something and be able to just expand it and make it grow. So I thought, well, now's the chance to do the brain crunch and the learning curve and figure it out without interrupting stuff for my clients. Yeah, and you would have loved to have an AWS guy on the team, and would have saved a lot of time. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, and a team. I don't know. So when you say team, do you have some people working for you, or you're working as part of a team? Because I'm a solo guy here right now, and I'm desperately at the point where if I could get this project I'm working on to go, I'd be able to maybe hire some help, and that would really clear my mind from a lot of the little things that I've got to take care of. Okay, you're in an IT. Oh, okay. MedConnect USA is your company site. The IT here is in charge of Web 2. Okay, cool. Excellent. I was just talking to someone somewhere in Australia yesterday. They asked some questions a while ago in the Joomla forum or group on Facebook, and they inherited a Joomla site at their workplace, and it looks like a pretty good site. But as happens with a lot of sites, someone's cooked up their own formula for getting the site to look really well. So they were using an extension to display articles, and this person was adding articles and couldn't figure out how to get them to show up on the site. So yeah, I have compassion for people who are kind of tossed into that website side of it as well. Okay, been working with Joomla since 1.0. Great. Did you do stuff with Mambo before? Just Joomla, yeah. I joined, I had a hosting account with Hosting Matters in Florida years ago. We're talking like 2000 and something. Maybe 2001 or something. And anyways, they had Fantastical with their hosting accounts, and so they had that quick installer for software. All my sites that I'd done were with Dreamweaver, which basically was tables and graphics and that, but they're all square and somewhat ugly. And I used to see beautiful sites and think, wow, how did I make a site look like that? So I went to I installed a bunch of stuff, installed WordPress. It didn't really make sense to me. And then installed Joomla, and it just clicked. Well, I installed a thing called Mambo, and it just clicked with me. So I started enjoying Mambo and working along. And then, of course, there was the issue about its open sourceness or directions that some people wanted to go, or someone, I don't even remember the full issue. But anyways, so Mambo continued on, and Joomla forked off of Mambo, and I didn't know who to go with, and I just kind of watched and read things up, and it sounded to me like Joomla was the way to go. So I went with Joomla and just kept going from there. So you were in a web class in high school and wanted to explore CMS as a side project. Yeah, good choice. And WordPress still makes no sense to you. Yeah, I was in a WordPress site a few weeks ago just to help someone. I added them to my hosting company. They were looking for hosting, get stuff sorted out. But yeah, the CMS is interesting because there's a local company here, islandnet.com, and I know the brothers that own it, and one of the brothers was a deacon at my church, and they were hand coding everything in WordPad. And again, we're talking like 10 years ago. And so of course, I was using Joomla because I don't know the coding. It was helping me to use Joomla. And so they'd help out with setting things on the server so Joomla was working well. And I said to them, look, why don't you just use this? Because instead of all this typing and everything, you could start to sell hosting packages and websites to people that are looking for them, that are easy for them to use. So so I think that CMS side of web design is a really practical one for people, and also practical for a lot of people that maybe aren't strong coders, which would include me. I'm not even a weak coder. There's lots of opportunity to make some pretty nice pages to have clients happy because they're able to use their own site or even pay for you to work their site. And but there's lots of money in programming and in the coding and the languages. The project that I keep alluding to, I need coding done for it, and I have a friend that's doing that. So without that, I wouldn't be able to proceed. So that's good. Is it just you that works on the website at work, or have you got some other people doing it, or did that just fall to your desk? They hardly bother you after you hand it off. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, there's some stuff that's nice that's nice to just have people know how to do, and they're doing it. I think it's pretty cool too when you check onto a site and you notice that things have been added and things have been changed and things are taking place on it that you knew nothing of, and it was just working as it should, and all your work has contributed to something. And I have a site for one client who has courses online, and so I'm using Joomla, but the courses are in Moodle, which is a CMS for educators. A lot of universities use it for their courses and teachers and classes, and it's totally different than Joomla. But there's a Joomla extension called Joomla, which is a great bridge between the two, and once you get it set up, it's working. Anyway, so I learned Moodle for this client, and we had set up like 7 or 8 courses, or however, a dozen courses, and then for a long time later, I didn't pay any attention to the backing up of the courses. Of course, it was automated. And all of a sudden one day I caught eye of one of those notices that the courses had been backed up, and there was like 28 courses. And I thought, oh my goodness, I actually built a site that these people are using, trained them how to use it. They're using it and it's running smoothly, and I'm not hearing any problems. So I was pretty, I was pretty stoked about that and pretty encouraged by it. You're the man when the boss asks if you can do something, never say no. So now you work on a website. PBX, AWS, and so on. What's PBX? I don't recognize that. PBX. Oh, it's a phone system. Okay. Alrighty. Well, obviously you must have the ability to, well, clearly, one, you you don't have the ability to say no. And two, you have the ability to pick stuff up, which is great. And hopefully you're recognized as the handy guy that's helpful around the workplace. You're appreciated for that. Known as the guy with all of the passwords, probably. So they'll have to keep you around. Well, oh, okay, cool. Well, and you found the live stream, so I'm guessing you probably have subscribed. So thanks for that. The time offset issue, was that just setting the time in Joomla? I know that used to be a problem with a number of sites, be like a whole hour off or something, depending on how you set things. But oh, okay, yeah, good. That's good that you solved it. Yeah, I have so many ideas for tutorials, and I have just a little bit jammed lately for firing up the green screen and doing my intro and then going along and doing them. But I keep making lists, and I hope to get at them and get some more on there, especially because I'm really enjoying the live streams, especially the chats, like chatting with you. That's great. I'm really enjoying it. But there's some topics that get searched a little bit more. Like my top tutorials are on Foca Gallery, Foca Download, and Rocket Theme tutorials. Those are pretty much the most unique, the extension focused tutorials that I have, and there's a lot of people searching for help on those. So I want to have more and try to get more things happening on the channel and getting it growing. But having said that, you can only do what you can do, and so I'm enjoying. Yes, okay, cool. Yeah, Rocket Theme is. I really like Rocket Theme now, and I know that some of the Joomla purists, they really like to work in a template that's not using another framework. But again, I could stop everything and learn how to do that. But I think there's a lot of people out there that just want to get their content online, and that's really how. Again, going back to when I went to Mamba, which turned into Joomla. I just wanted to get my content. I was doing a daily newsletter. I was making new pages with funny pictures and quotes and sermon illustrations and all sorts of things. And I just wanted to get the content up and for it to look nice. And then, and so there you go. You get all those WYSIWYG tools. What you see is what you get. And then you get the templates and things that you can add and make it look good. And so it's rewarding in that way. Now, having said that, back in those days, things were not as fast online as they are now, and servers were not as quick. So it's nice too that things are pretty zippy now. Do you use JotCache on your websites by any chance? Have you heard of JotCache? Because it is my go-to. It's my go-to extension for speeding sites up and making them faster. It really kicks up the page response time. Basically caching things. Periodically, there's things that you don't want cached, like shopping cart or certain areas, and you can exclude modules or that. But it really has saved my bacon a number of times when things were kind of slow. Yeah, do I have a link for JotCache? Let me get that. And you know it's kind of funny. So Jot Cache does not update using the automatic updater in Joomla. So you have to keep up on what's new when there's new releases. And also when you go to the site and try to, it's a little bit confusing. But I think it's more cultural in a sense that as North Americans, we don't always view and find links the same way that that they're portrayed on other continents. So Jot Cache 6.2 stable. I will post the link right. I think I can post in here. There you go. It kind of shortened it. Click on that, make sure that it opens up. That'll take you to where you can download it and install it. It's one of the places that I like to test site speed is at gtmetrics.com. Some people say that these are not necessarily super accurate, but gtmetrics.com. Oh, did I go to the? I think that's the. Okay, good. Here, forget that one gtmetrics.com link. Use that one there. I paste it, unless you have one that you're using, of course. Paste your URL in there, analyze the speed and time, and then you can fiddle around and play around with things. So, but I think Jot Cache that you will like it. It is really fast. Okay, you lost the stream. I will just wait until you are back. Okay, you're back. So, let's see, GT metrics. One of the things that I do in Jot Cache is you can set. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Don't click on any more links. One of the things that I do in Jot Cache is like my main big site, I have like 16,000 pages on it. That's the one that I've been working on like forever, just getting content on. So not everybody views every one of those pages in an hour. So the whole purpose being to have a fast response time. Instead of dumping the cache every hour, because it's a fairly static page, what I do is I set the cache time for like a day. And so every day you can have every day the cache gets dumped, but that means if at the end of the day you have most of your site, most of your most popular pages are cached, and you're taking load off the server, and you're taking and you're getting good response time. So now it's it would all depend. You set the timing for each site for what you want it to be, but it's a pretty good extension. I like it. And it really brings along a speed edge to things. All right, so check that out. I think you'll like it. And I think, I don't know if I have Facebook. If you want to check it out, and if you want to check it out, Facebook. I'm Cybersalt on Facebook. Facebook.com/Cybersalt. So hook me up there. Did you see your question on the Joomla who is online? Is that on the Joomla? Where did you ask that question? I didn't see it. Is that on the Facebook page? Let me just check out here. Well, Up a bit in chat. Oh, did you see my question on who is online? No, I did not see that question. And it doesn't show me who is online. So if you want to ask the question again, because I'm not seeing it when I scroll up. But yeah, who's online? We have, there's you, there's me, and I'm not watching this time. So I'm not one of the two people who are watching. Although, you know, I'll tell you what, it might be someone who's just working and listening, because I know some people do that, which is great. I'm super excited for that. I'm happy for, as long as people aren't heckling. Oh, will the who is online on Joomla ever be accurate? Yeah, I don't know, because it's funny. Just today I was talking to a friend, and we were on the site, and he was asking who all the people are that are online. And it actually, the module actually said in the admin section, it said 5 most recent people online. So I don't, yeah, so I'm not even sure if that's showing who is actually online or just showing the 5 most recent people. So then that's an admin module, so there might be a different one that shows people who are logged in. But I would expect that it should be accurate. I use Community Builder, and it shows people who are online. But having said that, who knows? Who knows? I have, of course, I don't really have any sites where people are actually logged in. Again, this project I'm talking about, hopefully that will be the case, and see who's on. But oh, 551 guests. I wonder. Yeah. Bottom of the forum. That's probably a. That would maybe be a Kunina thing. Unless, yeah, unless are you hooked up with Google Analytics on that site to see what your traffic's like? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm guessing then it's probably just old views that are sitting there. But that would still mean then that you have 551 guests in the last 60 minutes. How many people do you have to the site in a day? Okay. All right. So maybe well, yeah, that's the trick of deleting sessions, because if you, I mean, there are things that will delete sessions, like Regular Labs Cache Cleaner. You can customize it, or you can set it. Maybe it's only in the Pro version, but you can set it to delete certain spots or certain tables. So you could flush a sessions table. The only problem is that when that happened, you would also be flushing the sessions for people that are actually live on the site. But 6,000 visitors today. Good for you. Yeah, so yeah, you don't have that many online, but it's just your old sessions. So that means that you've had that many people to the site, 550 in the last hour. So you're killing it. Cool. Yeah, knock them out of editors. Well, that's good. I guess what is their session? What's the session time set to for people who are logged in? sites all over Twitter and Facebook. Not, I see gig GB, but I know that's FB, and that explains the high number hits. That's really cool. It's fun to have a site that's doing well. Excellent. Cool. Well, good for you. Good for you doing all that stuff and having it happen. Yeah, my guess is that EasyBlog must somehow use the Joomla session. But if it's set to 60, then I'm guessing that that number, that 550 that you saw before, those are 550 people within the last 60 minutes. And that's probably as accurate as you're going to get without wrecking them, unless there's some other tool that shows how many people were active in the last 60 minutes or in the last 5 minutes. But that's all right. Put the number up there and let people think whatever they think. Man, if I had a site that I think I do have a site that has a lot of people buying that time. I don't get 550 in an hour though, but Kunina blames Joomla for the poor count. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if Joomla's just showing people, it's showing the number of sessions that are open. Hello, watcher number 3 tuning in right now. We're well into the chat here. So say hi if you want to here in the chat. Yeah, so if Joomla's just keeping track of sessions that are open, then you know what more can you do? I mean, you can lower the Joomla session time, but like you said, if people are taking 15 minutes to type, or take 20 minutes to type a long post, and and they get kicked out after 15, that's really not ideal either. So I know Community Builder has an online tool that shows who's online, so that might be possible. Yeah, do I have any forum to recommend? I've not done anything with forums for a long time. So, one of the things that I look for, what I kind of watch, is what forums are my favorite extensions using. So when I have to go to a site to download something or ask for help in the support forum, what forum are they using? I think there's PHP Bulletin Board, PHP PB. Anyways, there's that one. That's not there. You have to use a bridge between Joomla and that, so that's not ideal. I probably think Kunina is one that I would use. PHP BB. That's right. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was on a site the other day where there was a tab in the post. I think it was Kunina, where you could put secure information in your post that only admins could see, or only that you could see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want I like stuff that's built right in as well. So I think it was Kunina that had that, and I thought that was pretty slick, because it gives you another level of assistance to someone if they post and you say, well, I'll take a look and I'll log into your account, or I'll log into your site and see, can you put the user credentials in the secure tab? No one else will see it. That's good. Although, having said that, I use RS tickets for a help desk, and that's a really good secure way to communicate as well. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I guess that's sort of a bit of the not downside, but a bit of a drag, because I like to work with stuff that's as common as possible. So if RS Firewall, I use that. RS Tickets, great. RS Blog, that's good. But then you get looking around and seeing the looks and different features and different things that are offered, and you think, oh, I think I want to use that instead. And do they talk together? and what do you have to do to work around, and what does that mean for helping people or clients or users. So that's probably one of the downsides of not having just one set system. But I guess the upside is that you get to use, you end up with the extensions and features that you wanted anyways. Yeah, I agree. I think Kunina's pretty good. Well, I think I should mosey along here. So it's been great getting to know you, and thank you very much for tuning in today, and for those suggestions. I'm going to check out that one that I wrote down. Good thing I wrote. Oh yeah, OBS remote. I like that. Just set up someone as a moderator. That could be really helpful. All right, so PH Dragon, thanks for tuning in. And been great hanging out with you. Enjoy your Joomla site. And God bless. Thanks, I appreciate that. Appreciate that encouragement. Thanks for the kind words. I hope they are a good tool for the community, and I'm enjoying them, enjoying the whole thing together. Alrighty, now I just have to search and find the correct button. See you later. God bless.